eventual Hilda or something, right?
Yeah, so that's a lot of really good picks that could go over to Vitality if that were to be the case, but they just settle with a Claude for now. At least it's not gonna go over to Team Falcon's ID. Liv will not get her hands on that, but is it the roamer that they pick up here, or are they also just gonna be okay? Since they already pretty much see that it's an Atlas, they don't have to worry about the matchup. They'll just lock in another Akai for Vival.
It's crazy, Brick, but I wouldn't be too upset if they pick up something like a Valir. The Valir to be able to deal with the Esmeralda as well as the Akai, because, well, now they pick up the Moskov. So before the gold laners get targeted, they banned this out. So Vitality and Falcon's ID at this moment, we've seen their game. We know that they both have what it takes, right? So going into game number 2, I feel like the draft right now doesn't scream a clear winner, right? Not from Vitality, not from Falcon's ID. If this trend continues, we might go for another extended game, something like 22 minutes and above.
Ooh.
Because both have shown Falcon's ID are very close to the level of Vitality. They just got to make sure when you have that lead, you need that discipline, right? You have to be, I know you're excited, adrenaline is pumping, but bring it down a bit.
Yeah, and you also don't know what the mid lane option and pairing is going to be just yet. I believe there are still some very go-to mages that are available. The Gourd even might just be one of the options if we're talking about Shred, because you see how tanky these lineups actually are so far. You have Esmeralda, Akai on the other side, you have an Akai and a Baksha. So you might want to deal with it through additional damage, additional burst, and Shred, and Gourd could be one of them, but does it get through? It's Vitality picking first after this banning phase, and so far they've just tried to take out more of Vivian's options through the Matilda.
Yeah, the Student Master, either the Valir or the Gourd, both would work pretty well here. They're banning at the Arlet. I would say that's a pretty good ban considering they have quite good amount of crowd control, especially because there's a chance they can pick up the Zushin later. So the Arlet could potentially be dangerous. Now that the Matilda has been banned out, in terms of the other roamers, I think Glue could be respected because looking at their lineup right now, they don't have the kind of damage profile to deal with the Glue. But at the same time, this is Vivian. Vivian has a lot. Maybe even ban out the Marcel just to not deal with that.
Or still the Balearic, since it's
open. Balearic as well, yeah.
They could all just go in and just pop the Wrath of Dryad, so you already have direct answers. Plus, you could layer it pretty well. Again, we still don't know what the mage is gonna be. They're not paying attention to that. Oh, but yeah, Team Falcon's ID would not want that to happen. They take out the Balearic and the Matilda too. So the Glue maybe next option. Unless they want something along the lines of a Gadot Gacha?
I'm thinking of Falcons now because they have to pick up the mid here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much that really answers the Akai right now because I feel like if they go for a Zushin, I think it will work, right? Win it out with both the Atlas as well as the Baxia. There's a very good mid trio.
Yep.
The only problem is the Zushin doesn't really help that much against the Claude, doesn't really, maybe eventually help out against the Esmeralda. So yeah, I feel like Gourd or Zushin might be the pick here, but picking up a Gourd is very dangerous when there's a Claude and Esmeralda.
Yeah, on top of the Akai that could just keep spinning around and potentially push you away, but there goes the Paquito ban. So even despite them having the Esmeralda, they would just rather not hand it over.
Benedetta is still available.
But the damage XP laners too are still out there, like the Benedetta.
I feel like Bennett should be one of the better choices now against Esme.
What else?
A CC is there if you want to go simple.
Lapo too, if they just want to go for... Oh no, that's an Esmeralda. The matchup is not going to work.
I mean, it's okay. Just you know, ignore the Esmeralda. Treat her like an X. Actually, no, some people still go for their X. Either way, CC, the simpler option, gets picked up.
Yeah. Okay, so the mage is just the last pick for Team Falcons at this point. There are a lot of options available.
I think for them, if they want the Gourd, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Because in terms of the dive coming in from Falcons, there is dive, but not without, you know, them probably sacrificing at least one. They have the Akai as well as the Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Someone is going to get taken down with them.
Yeah, and it's pretty much front to back. You kind of see who you really want to target down first. So I don't mind. It could also really pair up well with the Akai once you get to find a setup. But the roam options for Vivian have also been very limited.
Marcel.
Marcel Glue, considering that it's a CC, maybe not the... Well, the Gatot can go in alone either way. Whoa! Oh!
Wait. Yamete Kudasai, hold on. Is this Akai roam? Because I feel like Balvin should be better off in the jungle, especially because you can deal with the Boxia as well as the Atlas.
What? Or
I don't want to hear an or. No. Balmond jungle.
Okay, Balmond jungle. Okay, Balmond jungle. Let's keep it that way. Falcons, they definitely need the damage to come through.
You know what? I'm okay with Gord. Just kill the front line so fast. The clot will be a problem, but that's a problem for 12-minute Gord later on.
0 to 11-minute Gord would be somewhat okay. But
if not, what, huh?
There's a... Okay.
Yeah, Gord. I mean, like, eventually the clot will be a problem, but hey, c'est la vie. That's someone else's problem when the time comes.
See, I told you.
No way.
It's not Jungle Balmond.
Wait, can't be Shell Goat Lane Balmond, no?
Okay, no.
No,
wait, no, yeah.
You know what? How about we throw that?
Well, not only did Game 1 bring surprises, so did our hero pick for Game number 2. Once again, we go toe-to-toe with Team Vitality and Falcons Indonesia. But this time around, Falcons Indonesia, their key is at risk. It might get crushed, and Vitality is looking to do so. Can Falcons Indonesia fight back, or will Team Vitality end it here? Let's find out in map number 2. Mirako Eterna, take it away.
Everything is on the line here, Reflections. Thank you so much to the panel as we head over to game number 2 between Team Falcons Indonesia and Team Vitality from the exact same region.
Indonesia.
The stakes are high. Tensions are at the utmost peak as well, and obviously a very interesting draft coming through as we do see finally the Balmond jungle here on Stream A.
And I just gotta say, did they think it was gonna be Balmond Gold? Did Brigadier think it was Balmond Gold? No way, man. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, yeah. Balmond in the jungle. I think we expected this as well, man. We got the crowd going crazy here in Paris for Vitality. And, man, I honestly think this is the composition to do it. It looks like they've covered all grounds. The Valentina to steal the Fatal Links away, and it's a massive threat to everybody up top. Violet, Chev, and Raimundo. Even Livy with a flicker. This Fatal Link steal is going to be massive, and you have to remember, Sini's going to get level 4 for Turtle 1 at the start, so it's a Fatal Link advantage for Vitality. On top of it, a winning lane up top, a safe lane down below, and a Balmond that clears so much quicker than the newly nerfed Boxia.
Which is why I'm thinking about the winning conditions for Team Falcons Indonesia here, considering they are the ones that would like to force this game number 3. We do see some active rotations here in the mid lane here by Chev.
Look.
But at this stage in time, there's nothing that they can do. Raimundo.
Oh, shove it. Almost taking Raimundo down. Flicker out though. And look. Vital's already cleared her entire jungle. Chev is only now gone to the orange buff. Great stun. No retribution though. Vital takes it away. And it's exactly as we mentioned, this clear is ridiculous. That's why Leo, a young man from the Philippines, has been spamming this in the ranked games here in Paris.
And he has been destroying everyone. So with that being said, I guess the thing that they can fall for is the fact that they have 2 really strong backliners, right? They have Liv, they have Moskov, they have Levy as well on the board. But wait a second, we do see Cini.
Mystic Gush coming down right now. Vital's gonna get taken out. Vivian's right there, gets away, but Cini splashes her with damage. Now Fumieko in the midst of it all, trying to deal some more damage. Vivian with the flicker in. Sev gets ult just right in time. The Mystic Gush comes through as well. And they throw their lead early. Vitality going for a fight, completely disrespecting the strength of Falcon's ID.
And here lies the loophole. Herein lies the moment that Team Falcons look for a moment of their own. The neutral objective falls into the hands of Team Falcons as they hold a little bit of gold. And it looks like they want to transfer this onto something else. Shell looks like she's in trouble.
Yeah, she's going to be all good, but man, Cini taking away the Mystic Gush instead of a Fatal Links, that really stopped everything from happening, right? Like, they should have been able to lock these guys down with the Fatal Links. She instead went for damage. And you gotta understand, when you have Vivian on an Akai level 3, there's no one to set. It's a Bauman as well. The strength of a Bauman is that crazy clear, which she still has, by the way. She's probably gonna steal the lethal counter and the retribution. Fatal Links, there you go from Cindy, but Raimundo is gonna answer with her own Fatal Links into the Mystic Gush. Good splash of damage. Vivil's able to survive. Fumi Echo trying to walk up with the Falling Star Moon.
But you can kind of see the idea of the composition coming in from Falcons, right? I know we've been talking about Team Vitality and how it looks like they have a superior draft in comparison. Wait a second, that's gonna have to wait because Liv now is gonna die.
Yep, that's what happens when Vivian gets the heavy spin up, right? Before this, they lack CC. It was up to Cine to get the Fatal Links, but now it's all good, yo.
They have so much to work with.
They do. They have the splash with Terrify. They have Vivian with the headbutt. They have Fumi Echo dead up top. I don't know how that happened. Chev, I guess just caught Fumi Echo lacking there, trying to go for a trade against Violet. She's got to be careful. Vival, though, oh god, already a level ahead with the turtle on the hands of Chev. And 2 kills, and 2 assists, and it's still Vival.
Yeah, it reflects the clear speed that you were talking about, that you were mentioning from Bauman, and it really is reflected into the game. And despite everything that you mentioned earlier on, it's still Vitality that also holds that gold lead, 1,000 and counting. The next neutral objective is going to be spawning into the game in under 10 seconds, and you can already see the setup coming through from Team Vitality. Vivian is in position. Raimundo is trying her best to give out information towards the team. But at this state in time, again, Team Vitality have so many resources they can utilize. Let's see the clapback from Falcons.
There you go. That's a Fatal Link steal. That'll set them up in this fight. Remember, there's so many vulnerable targets to this Fatal Links. Violet's on a vengeance. Chev and Abaksha cannot walk up. If she walks up, she's got to choose between the heavy spin or the Fatal Links. Which one do you want to deal with? Raimundo pops in a perfect match. That's a free neutral objective, and Vitality will just take it and go back to their own lanes.
And it feels like Team Falcons understand that, right? Yeah. They wasted absolutely no resources whatsoever, and they understand in a true 4v4, considering that, of course, Liv was still up top. But a second shell, still going to be able to get out of there, so no problem just yet. But yeah, back to that point. It looks like they're looking for a rotation of their own, looking for something that they can take over the map. I think Chev wants to rotate to the bottom side, but it looks like there's a pit coming from Vivian as well as Vival.
Yeah, luckily Chev was able to get away in time with the shield unity. Liv up top though, going up against Fumi Echo. This should be okay for Fumi Echo. The rest of Falcons are planning something here. They know there's no Purify. Instant Fatal Links coming out with a perfect match and the Mystic Gush, but Fumi just runs out of there with a sprint. No Fatal Links to play for anymore for quite a few seconds, and it does seem like Liv is going to have to respect this. Falling Star Moon, Fumi Echo. Vival's also coming in to invade the jungle, and Vivian's already helping out down below. Vival, now that's a lot of damage. No Spirit Misery, lethal counter, forces the flicker. Down below, it's Violet, who has to respect this damage. Purify coming out with a blazing duet as well to Violet. So low, SOD lands. Liv takes it. City comes around as well. That's going to be the pincer maneuver by Raimundo to get a pick on Shell.
Not bad. Not bad by Team Falcons, right? They looked for a pick in the top side, it didn't work out. They instead rotated towards the bottom side, being unable to pick out Fumi Echo, and they get Shell in the process. One of the winning conditions coming in from Team Vitality, and they have successfully shut her down. And look at them looking for more.
Purify out already, the Fatal Links knocks her up. No respect from Cine in the bottom lane, but Vivian's coming over as well. Vival with a lethal counter. Not enough to take Chev down, but Vivian was on the case. Now it's the jungler down right as the turtle is going to spawn. Vival has the river movement to rotate over, and it should just be a free neutral objective.
Good timings right now from Team Falcons, as they are going to be able, from Team Vitality rather, as they are going to be able to control this next neutral objective a lot better. Chev should be able to rotate. I don't know if they want to go for the contest, but at this state in time, it doesn't look like it's a good idea. Maybe look for a rotation elsewhere. Maybe take a pick down bot. Get that turret away from Vitality, slowly but surely.
Free neutral objective. It looks like there's not much that Falcons can do to contest. There's just too much CC. They can go for the trade in the bottom lane, and they do that exactly. And now it comes down to Liv to carry this game. Yeah, Livy and Liv, both the Livs. Both the Livs have a ton of damage to play with. It's just, can the front line sustain enough for them to deal that damage, right? Because for Vitality, they have crazy shred. One thing you have to remember with the Bauman, after the revamp is the fact that Vival now uses skill 2 to shred the armor. Mystic Gush coming down, but it's only onto the main frontliner. Again, it's Vival taken out, but now it's Fumi Echo holding the back line. Everybody rotating as well. Fumi Echo is just dealing with them 1v3. Liv's doing a good job though, utilizing this chaos to get a turret up top. So it's a structural win for Falcons. They're slowly taking this gold lead away from Vitality.
And this is what we want. We want Team Falcons to utilize the macro to their advantage, and they're doing exactly that. SOD taken?
Yeah, Purify as well. Chev gets away with the shield unity, and now Vitality are going to have to back away, not getting a single turret in that trade.
Very smart, very smart. They utilize that opportunity to clear in the top side, and then SOD back into the mid to make sure that Team Vitality don't get a counter pick into the mid turret. So here and now, despite Team Vitality still going for that 1,500 gold lead, it looks like Falcons have an idea of their own. The Gourd picks up the Sky Piercer here.
It's either you start snowballing once you get the Sky Piercer, or it's a curse and you don't get any stacks. Looking at the way she's played the game, it should be a good thing, right? She's 004 right now, not a single death, and she's positioned herself really, really well. So, I've seen these Gourds, man, with Sky Piercer, carrying a game, turning things around. If she gets just 2 kills in the next fight, that sets her up for greatness right there. And Fumi Echo is going to be the one sent up top to deal with the Moskov. Liv shows up, shoves the wave, has an SOD to play with it. That's why now it's going to be all in. Chell with the Purify, Balman locked down. That's a Mystic Gush. Vival's able to escape right now with Vivian doing a lot in the backfight. Heavy spinning and bringing her into the Fatal Links of Cine. Livy unable to deal enough damage on Vival. And now with Vitality with a 2-man advantage, straight into the Lord.
Vival at level 12. Zev not even in the arena right now.
No chance.
No chance. It's c'est la vie for Team Falcons at this point, right? They are going to lose that neutral objective to Team Vitality. A 3,000 gold lead once again. Going to be marching down in the bottom side of the map. Team Falcons, though, they do still have that hope, right? Liv is still catching up to her items. Would you see the damage dealt rankings here right now? And it looks like Violet is also on the charts.
Yep. But it's the sisters who are topping the chart right now. Violet's doing a lot of damage at Liv again, waiting for that item power spike that should have hit now, right? That should have been that 3rd item power spike for Liv already. So we'll take a look at the item builds later on to confirm whether or not that's the case.
It should be, yeah.
Been farming up a Storm the entire game. That is the 3rd item. So now we'll start seeing Liv deal damage. Good clear onto the Lord right now. They also have a Gourd. So now it's up to Vitality to start getting creative. Try to siege this base. Vivian trying to be creative, gets pincered. And the Holy Shield has already been procced. Up top, Tier 2 gonna fall as well. Tier 2 in the mid lane, the final one. Vitality have their sights set on it. And it's Chell sent over. Winter Crown for Fumi Echo to deal with that Mystic Gush if ever she gets caught in the pincer, and is a good take by Sev with the Retry.
It looks like the defending champions here are covering all their bases right now. And Team Falcons, do they really want to experience this again? I mean, the qualifiers, right? They lost all their games completely to Team Vitality. And it looks like here and there, we do see moments of brilliance coming in from Team Falcons. We saw it in game number 1, and we do see it here in game number 2. And hopefully they find their moment. Hopefully they work around what's been thrown at them so far by Team Vitality, and they look for a moment of their own. Shell, is this it? Is this the moment that they're looking for?
Purify's all up still. Vivian still has the heavy spin as well. That's why Raimundo is hesitant to use the Fatal Links. Now it's Cine with the Fatal Links over on Violet with the Vengeance as well. Fumi Echo, Conan's pincer. Now lethal counter. Vival takes her down. A big shove it. Raimundo, perfect match. Trying to escape now, but the rest of the team comes over. And it's a big headbutt. But a good disengage by Falcons ID.
Again, not the greatest of results for Team Falcons, losing Violet here. And again, more control over for Team Vitality as they are going to continue to look for more structures. You can see Fumi Echo already looking for a push and a control over the far side of the map as they are going to be once again corralling over the Lord, the second Lord of the game. As we take a look into the equipment, it looks like Liv is still working with that, right? They're staying with the Sky Piercer, going for a little bit more slow there with the Ice Queen wand. Hopefully it can be enough. Hopefully that can be something that they fall onto, but if and only if Liv can get a pick here, because we saw that additional item coming out from Cini. That's a Divine Glaive. So on top of everything that she's been able to do so far, she's going to deal even more magic damage into the Team Falcons.
Not just from Cini, but also from Chell. She has a Wind of Nature now, which is going to be such a big problem to deal with if you're Falcons. You think right now you'd be in a comfortable spot to try to look for these 5v5s, but Liv, one of the main damage dealers, the main damage dealer when it comes to consistent DPS, she's gonna have to deal with Wind of Nature. She's building towards a Melfic gun, so she's chosen to go a bit more glass cannon, Liv. We'll see how that works out. Violet also with the Sea Halberd. Not much survivability, but a heck of a lot of damage to try to bait out these resources before the skirmish, but it's responded over with Chastised Pauldrons at the same time for Fumi Echo and Vivian. These girls know what the win cons are for Falcons, and they want to shut it down with these items.
And she knows that in the grand scheme of things, she's going to be controlling the far lane a lot, especially as we get into the Lord dances. And in that 1v1 against the Moskov, that Chassis Pauldron is going to come in clutch. And here is the decision from Team Vitality.
They're getting a bit desperate though, Falcons ID. Walking up aggressively. Perfect match already down. Cini stole the Fatal Links. Now Chell with the Blazing Duet trying to go for the shred already. Vivian with the flicker in and the heavy spin. Vivian is able to pick it up. Now the Fatal Links knocks Vivian down. The Fatal Links from Vivian. The SOD lands. The Mystic Gush comes around as well. And it goes through the Wind of Nature. Sheb frontlining now for Liv with a Melfic gun doing a lot of damage. Vivo has to run away. Vitality got the Lord, but Falcons ID strike back with a fight. Livy looking for the Mystic Projectile. Can she find it on Fumi Echo? Yes, she can. Now she's tied up. Good sprint. Vivo gets a lethal counter to take Raimundo down, but it's Liv sieging these turrets out.
And that's what we were afraid of, right? The Sky Piercer and the Divine Glaive now on top of that. Livy gets a stack, finally. And she's going to be able to work with that. Two, rather, in that particular scheme of things. The Lord does fall into the hands of the defending champions, but Team Falcons are able to strike back by winning out the skirmish, the team fight. And that's all they need at this moment, right? They need to buy a little bit more time, and it has worked. Luckily, Liv was on the Moskov. We were talking about the power spike hitting. It really hit at the right time. She was able to SOD into the team fight and help out Team Falcons to dish out that damage and eventually take Team Vitality down one by one.
A 3,000 gold lead, and the Lord already dealt with. Falcons ID. Remember what we said, when it comes to scaling, they do have a very good comp once it gets to the later stage of the game. Liv, Melfic gun already, and the Wind of Nature that we saw from Chell didn't matter at all. They negated that with Livy flickering in forward, getting that Mystic Gush. But I think it all started, the mistake, all the way from the start. Cini kind of panicked with the Fatal Links, utilized it just on Violet, and it gave the chance for Raimundo to walk up, to get the fight, and also for Vivian. After she's utilized the heavy spin, they can no longer take the fights against Raimundo on the Fatal Links. That's one of the best ways to deal with it, and without it, already used on the Lord earlier, they need to start respecting Falcons ID's team fight threat.
So I wonder what the adaptations that Team Vitality are going to go for. Are they going to try and work out that execution in these particular team fights? Or are they going to create a situation where Shell is not as vulnerable? Do you think this warrants a magic defense item?
Uh-oh. Right now, I think Vivian needs a lot more magic defense. That's going to be the heavy spin already. Fumi Echo with the falling star. What? Dives in onto 4. Sprints ready. Cini with the Fatal Links. Lands on nothing in the bush. He's going to get shredded down now. The rest of the team comes around with Chell. Is able to get the Blazing Duet. Now Connor the Mystic Gush has the BMI to get away. So Fumi Echo runs him down, but that's the backup from Liv on the Moskov. Some really uncoordinated fights by Vitality.
It's been really weird. And this is so good. Falcons have been able to capitalize over and over here in game number 2, like they failed to do in game number 1. And that gold lead that Team Vitality were holding on to is slowly shrinking further and further away. Team Falcons have complete control over this neutral objective, and this time around, there's no gap in EXP lane between both jungles.
This is a 4v5. Cini's not back up yet. Fumi Echo, they reset the Lord. Falcons are afraid of that CC threat from Vivian. The decision is still to go. Violet's already used the current call. Now he's getting the falling star move from Echo. Vivian with the zone on Chev. But look at the Battleman also zoned away right now. Vivo's looking for the angle right now for the goal for it. It's Chell who seals the Lord away. Out of 2 retributions, it's Chell on the Claude. SOD from Liv. They get the fight again. And it's a crazy save of the game from the Claude with the Art of Thievery.
That could have been so bad for Team Vitality. They lose 2 members in the process. You can already feel the damage coming out from Liv because of the items that she's already have under her belt. The Malefic Gun as well with additional range to her kit. You could even see Fumi Echo really struggling against the damage of Violet, right? I think the additional item of the anti-regen, the Sea Halberd there, really helped her out in that 1v1 against Fumi. And Fumi Echo's initial power, her strength that she had like in the earlier stage of the game has really been negated. She's so squishy now.
Completely neutralized now. She is not... Whoa, Sydney stole the SOD. That's an interesting one. Don't know how she'll utilize it. We have seen a lot of pro players do this before. But I don't know how it will work out against Falcons ID's front to back. I don't think as a mage you want to dive into the backline of Falcons ID. Not right now.
Hey, you're talking about the finals MVP of BOG? MWI 2025? Maybe she has a 200 IQ play.
Maybe she does. Right? That's why, you know, we always gotta give her a bit of the benefit of the doubt right now. So we'll see. But it has been very shaky, Vitality, in the last few minutes. It's been Falcons ID who've controlled the map, who've really been forcing Vitality to make the reactive plays as they proactively regain control of the map very slowly but surely. Again, the perfect match now on Vivian, trying to bait out the heavy spin with the Mystic Projectile as well. Livy doesn't go for the Mystic Gush. It's just a heavy spin baited, and there's nothing utilized. Remember, no Fatal Links, no nothing. Falcons ID again, that slow but steady control. Now Vivian gets stunned up again. Not even necessary to go for the Mystic Gush. Vivo caught him of it all. Now Fatal Link's coming out as well. Fumi Echo dives to the back line with the Falling Star Moon. It's Vivo losing immortality. She gets away in time. Chell with the Blazing Duet into the back line. Goes through it all. A shutdown from Chell. Caught again though by Violet. Pops him in the crowd. Fumi Echo and against Liv. Pops in the Falling Star Moon. And now is caught against 4 members. That's the winner crowd for Fumi Echo. Can she escape? No, she cannot. Violet gets the double. And now it's up to Vitality to defend against Falcons ID 4-man siege.
This is an N angle, ladies and gentlemen. 3 members on the side of the defending champions are down. Team Falcons are going in for the engage, and look at that damage.
They both clear out the way with the Retribution and lethal counter. Violet shuts her down, and it gives Falcon ID the advantage to go for Lord. They didn't get a base trip, but now it should just be free. Sev needs to recall, though. She's a bit low, and Vivian's going to be back up in 1 second.
It's so hard. These team fights are so hard now that we're entering the 21st minute of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the power spikes have hit for both cores of Team Falcons, and you can see the damage being so difficult to control. Earlier on in that team fight, we saw that Team Vitality were looking for a way to shut Livy down. They were able to do that, but they did not recognize that Liv was also doing the damage. Meanwhile, Shell, she took one down. She couldn't take the other one down. Sydney was gone. And she's like, I'm gonna die here. What else do I do? What do Team Vitality do when they have to take care of 2 cores of Team Falcons?
They gotta break that formation, but they tried it in such a weird way. The heavy spin was already baited, and again they went for a fight 4v5. Vivian was already dealt with. One of those big resources is already gone. Chell's trying to look for the angle, and Falcons ID have learned from their mistake in Game 1. That Game 1 could have very well been a Falcons ID win if they played with the Evolved Lord, and now they know what to do. They have crazy frontliners, and it's all about Livy and Liv to try to deal enough damage. Sev walking up with the Shield Unity. Raimundo as well, the perfect match. Vivian finds an angle to shove them all in. The Mystic Gush already stolen away right now. That's going to be the winner crown from Livy, but in the back line is going to be Blazing Duet. Livy caught, Fireball able to get the lethal counter, but Liv's just cutting them down with the spears. City caught by the Mystic Gush. Livy still alive. Fumi Echo's right there, and it seems like Falcons ID will take us to a Game 3.
And we wouldn't have it any other way, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup has been nothing short of fantastic. This means that this is the first game that Team Vitality, the defending champions, have dropped this time around here at MWI after such a clean run so far over the past 3 days. Back in their qualifiers, Team Falcons were unable